We on the ground didn't think it was him. Whatever. It's another one of those dry holes. But they were both a little weird and a little shady, and there was a few things on target that didn't make sense. And one of them was in the SSE, in Mooslet's wallet, he had, a couple $1,000s worth of cash, and it was in US hundreds. The US hundreds were sequential. So the serial numbers on the bills were literally in order. So like
wow.
00851, 00852, 00853.
You guys figured that out right there on the spot?
Yeah, so the you don't see that, right? Like, unless it came out of a large sum of money that was withdrawn from an institution at one time. That just doesn't happen. But regardless, like, it didn't look like our guy. We didn't think our was guy. And then we'd been chasing Saddam for a year. So we're like, it's just another dry hole. So we drove the detainees back to Bayap, handed them off to our intel analysts and some of the interrogators that had set up shop there at Baghdad International Airport. And we went home. And like I said, 24-hour ops. At the time it was commonplace to like pop an Ambien when you got back from a mission, so you knew you could get 3 or 4 hours of sleep before they woke us up to go do the next one. So I think we popped an Ambien, maybe had a beer or two. We're like, another dry hole, and we went to bed. About 4 hours went by. Our intel guy comes running back in to the MSS. He comes back to where our troops' rooms are, because we were the ones that had just pulled this dude out. And he goes, "It's him, man. It's totally him." And we're like, "What? Well, you're ridiculous. There's no way it's him." "Yeah, no, it's him. It's Mooslet. It's the golden ticket." And he is spilling his guts. He knows where he is. He knows who's with him. "You guys need to get your shit on. Get ready. We're going to Tikrit." And we're like, all right. So we had another one of our troops, our recce troop actually, was in Tikrit. So they stuck Mooslet on a helicopter in Bayap. They flew him up to Tikrit, handed it off to them. We loaded up in vehicles and started the drive, a couple-hour drive up to Tikrit from Baghdad. They took Mooslet out and did a close target reconnaissance in a couple different areas. And what it was what our intel analysts thought all along. He was going to be near Tikrit, near Samara, or whatever the town he grew up in was, that he was going to only have a tight-knit group of people around him, that he was going to be near the river because Saddam loved fish, and he had a real strict diet, and he only ate fish, and he had a personal chef, and that chef had a family farm. And Walt always believed that those were going to be the people closest to Saddam because he was paranoid, and this dude had been with him forever. So we identified the cook's house, and we identified the cook's farm. The house was in town, the family farm was outside of town, and we came up with a plan after those two were pointed out based on the reconnaissance, where we were going to split up as a squadron. My troop was going to take the house in town. The other troop, plus snipers, was going to take the farm. And we did a simultaneous hit on both those places. While we were doing the hit on the house in town, I think the guys finished up on the farm about the same time. And the call came back from the farm that it was a dry hole, that it wasn't the right place. It wasn't the cook's family. Like, something was off. But we had Case, the chef. And he identified himself as Case, although he didn't say he was Saddam's personal chef. Battlefield interrogation right there very quickly led to, yep, I'm Case the cook, I'm Saddam's personal chef. And yeah, he's been hiding out with my family.
When I wake everybody up, I go, don't wake anybody up. Let me look at it first before you wake everybody up, Start looking at it, planning it. Yeah, he's pointing out this, house to Tikrit, this town, a fish farm, he's in a bunker, and I'm like, all right, wake the team leaders up, man, maybe. Bring them in here. Woke them up, everybody gets excited, wake the teams up, come up with a plan. There's another troop, up in Tikrit. Our area was Baghdad and South and Fallujah and all that. They were Tikrit and up in that area. So as we rolled in to link up with them and link up with the 4th ID, they got to choose which target they would hit because that was their area. So they chose the fish farm, the fish camp on the river. And I'm like, okay, we'll take the house in town because that's probably where he's at, right? Roll in with the 4th ID. They surround the town like it's a normal patrol. We roll in behind them. The other guys are rolling into the fish farm. We blow the door open in this house, and I go in. There's 5 or 6 little babies laying right in front of the door on the ground. And I'm like jumping over babies, and none of them, they're all still asleep. And then there's this 90-year-old guy comes stumbling out, put him down on the ground, and then my boss comes in. All right, what's going on? I go, watch your babies. I'm starting moving babies out of the way. And this guy comes out, he's some old guy. And then one of the team members come back like, fish in the freezer to the top. And Saddam loved fish. And I was like, oh. So we started talking to this guy, not interrogating, talking to this guy, and finds out he cooks for Saddam. He's his cook, and he knows where he's